In a collaborative effort between the Edo State Primary Healthcare Development Agency and the Carter Center, 10 motorbikes were recently handed over to field supervisors across 10 local governments. This initiative aims to improve the monitoring of neglected tropical diseases, NTDs, which are diseases that affect people in tropical and subtropical areas. These diseases are linked to poverty, poor sanitation, and lack of health care.
To ensure that we alleviate the suffering of our people. I want to call on the Zonal NTD Coordinator from the Federal Ministry of Health to give us his opening remarks. Please, a round of applause for him.
The Executive Secretary at Edo State Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Mosigo Izedome, represented by Director Community and Family Health Services, Dr. Idemudia Osayomore, expressed gratitude for the partnership with Carter Center, emphasizing the impact of teamwork.
We are very mindful of what we are doing in Edo State. And if you look at the literature, they tell you about neglected tropical disease, and the burden is still very high, especially in developing countries like Nigeria. And it's a disease that is perpetrated by ignorance, environment, and this kind of environment, hygiene and all that. And though on the global scene, it's no longer very recognized, but in pockets of countries like ours, is still a very disease of importance as well. And where other people have decided to neglect us, Carter Foundation decided to neglect us. So we are very thankful for that.
I can tell us that Edo State is one of the lucky states when it comes to support, and we are happy for that. And you can see that for these LGs that are being handled in these motorbikes, I also heard that we know that the other LGs also had other ones back that they were using before now. So it shows the level of commitment and more or less when it comes to supervision, because not only in your state, in the zones we can see from my own office, we know that Carter Center have been doing a lot for us in terms of supervision. And then that supervision, paramount is that you must report. That's what I want to tell some of us, that we'll be getting these bikes, these LGs. It's not all about getting these bikes, but you should know that it's tend towards the elimination of this entity. What is this entity? Entity is a disease that is mostly contributed where poverty is thriving and low housing.
State NTD Coordinator Mrs. Happy Poko, in a presentation, highlighted the challenges and successes in tackling these diseases in Edo State.
Neglected tropical diseases are a group of diseases conditions that are common in tropical or subtropical regions and are closely associated with poverty, poor sanitation, lack of safe water resources, substandard housing conditions, and deficit healthcare access. The diseases are called neglected because they tend to affect the world's poorest and have received less attention than other diseases. It affects more than 1 billion people in 149 countries, thereby costing developing countries economic billions of dollars every year. Like I said, it stems neglected because people neglect it. When you talk about elephantiasis, nobody hears about it because it's affecting more of the poor people. The classification of NTDs, we have the preventive chemotherapy and innovative disease management. What I meant with preventive chemotherapy is those ones that can be dealt with distribution of drugs. While the innovative diseases, they are something like the hydrocele that can be managed by surgeries and so on. Next slide, please.
Honorable Dr. Richard Edosa of the House of Assembly officially launched the motorbikes, facilitating their distribution to local government coordinators.
So do justice to humanity by utilizing this bike.
Qatar Zonal Coordinator for Edo and Delta States, Dr. Emmanuel Emuka, emphasized that the motorbikes will enhance supervision and monitoring efforts.
The essence of providing these motorcycles to them is to help us supervise and monitor 10 local government areas where the disease elimination progress is very slow. And we want to use this as a means of encouraging the state and local government officers to go into the remote communities for the distribution of medicines to control and eliminate river blindness.
Local officials from beneficiary local governments such as Owan West and Akoko Edo expressed optimism about the initiative, foreseeing easier supervision with the new resources.
I'm so overwhelmed for being a participant in this exercise. I promise that I will use the bike for the purpose in which the bike is meant for, which is STD exercise.
This giving out of motorcycle to all these LGAs, it will improve the coverage for this second round that we are about to start now. So it's a nice idea. I so much thank God for giving them that mind for them to give us this bike to, so that at the end of the day we'll be successful in this job.
The 10 beneficiary local governments are Akoko Edo, Owan East, Owan West, Ovia Southwest, Ovia Northeast, Esako West, Esan Central, Esan Southeast, Esan West, and Uwunde local government area. Irene Ejoba, PFM TV News.